As I evaluate the performance test for the class, I'm looking at basically two things. First off, how well do you um, use and precisely do you use the formulas or calculations? How do you make those? And the second thing of equal weight is the reasoning that you use or provide. So it's important that you express what you're thinking, what your ideas are. So the chapter 6 performance task dealing with exponents and exponential functions is one in which you're tasked with finding a new car you would like to purchase. Again, a new car. Don't use used car prices. So it instructs you to go to the internet to look up a base purchase price for a car, then add three types of optional equipment you would like, um, and then add the destination handling cost to find the total cost of a car. I found it easiest to use carsdirect.com in order to do this. If you go to a dealership, it's going to ask you information that is personal that they're going to try to use to sell to you. In carsdirect.com, you just need to enter your local zip code and then you can add the options you would like, add your destination and handling, which will be provided for you, and you can find the total cost of a car. Part 2 asks you to find the sales tax rate for our area, so I'll give you that. Idaho has a 6% sales tax. So it wants you to find the total cost of the car with included 6% sales tax. So if you've ever gone to the store and bought something at, say, the dollar store or Dollar Tree that used to be a dollar, now it's $1.25, you would end up paying $1.06 for that item at the Dollar Tree when it was a dollar. So basically, you're multiplying the $1 by 1.06. You can use this same concept to find the total price of your car by multiplying by that amount. In the second part of this, you're going to be asked to go, if you don't have that much money, how much are you going to have to borrow? So you're going to fill in some information here. You're going to use the principal, the amount that you're going to borrow. So let's assume that you're going to borrow the total amount. Normally you would have a down payment or something like that, but for this exercise, let's say you borrow the total amount. You can pick between 3 and 7 years, one of the two 4-year years. And then the interest rate you can pick again between 2.5% and 8%. That's up to you. Again, remember that converting percent to decimal, you're going to move two places to the left. So 2.05 would be 0.025. Okay, you're going to use the formula that's provided here to find your monthly payment. So your years times the rate plus 1 times the principal amount of money you're borrowing. Okay, and you're going to divide that by 12 times the number of years, or that would be the number of months. So the top part gives you the total amount you're going to pay, and the bottom part gives you the number of months in which you're going to pay it. They used amortized loans, meaning each loan payment will be the same. So once you figure that, you find that loan amount. So it says the numerator in that formula is the value of how much you'll actually pay back. Now, you'll find that this is more than the value of the car you're buying because you're adding interest. And that's the idea of a loan. So, depending upon the interest rate you chose, the number of months, uh, it could be a large amount more than what the car's price is, or just a small amount depending on the variables that you selected. In section 5, we're going to use what's called exponential decay. We're going to find the value of depreciation after depreciation. So on line 1, you're going to start with your new car cost value. Use the same value. The minute you drive that off the lot and purchase it, that value is going to go down by 9%. So to find that next value, you're going to convert 91% into a decimal and multiply by the new cost, and that will be your value after 1 minute. You're going to repeat that process with the last value that you have times the value after so many years. So after 1 year, it's going to be 0.81%, and you'll keep doing that as you go. Going on. Lastly, you're going to find you're being asked to say you wait 5 years to buy the car at the normal rate of inflation, which is 3%. You will use the formula price times 1 plus that percent converted to a decimal to the fifth power, representing 5 years, to find the cost after 5 years. In part 7, you're going to actually do the part where you're going to be showing your reasoning a little bit more. Considering this information, what would be your wisest choice for purchasing a used car? And again, use the information that you've used here. Don't really bring in your actual circumstances, but say that you could be able to do it based upon the choices that you've shown. What would be your best choice and why? Um, be sure to show your work as you're working through these problems, so that I can see again your reasoning and your accuracy.